Hi guys, sorry it's been so long. David here for Bartender HQ, and in this show I am reviewing needs ice only cocktails that get posted through your door. So, I have to start this off with an apology. This package came through to me from a guy right at the beginning of lockdown, so it's been sitting with me for about 10 weeks I think, and I just have to apologise. Things got a bit crazy with family and everything else, but I'm really excited to actually try these. They are basically, this little package is designed to come through your letterbox. The guys at NIO Cocktails have got a huge range actually of different flavours that they do. This is the 3-pack, so this is the base pack. These go for just under £20 plus the postage. And let's have a look at what other flavours they do. So total flavours that they do, you've got old fashioned, gin sour, Milano Torino, Manhattan, Daiquiri, Cosmopolitan, Gin Proved, which I'm not quite sure what that is. That's an interesting one. Garden of Russia, Tommy's Margarita, Whiskey Sour, Brown Gold, which is essentially like a whiskey espresso martini, Boulevardier, Vodka Sour, Gimlet, and Negroni. So these are designed, crafted by a gentleman who goes by the name of Patrick Pistolesi. Who's an Italian bartender, one of the world's 50 best bartenders, head bartender. These things should be pretty good, pretty well balanced. The packaging, the way that these arrive with you, as I say, they're designed to come through your letterbox. So you open it up, you've got inside here 3 cocktails: shake, pinch and tear and pour is the instructions. And in the package that they've sent me, he basically asked me to give him a few spirits that I'm interested in. We have a Tommy's Margarita, we have a Boulevardier, and we have a Daiquiri. Now these all have the ingredients on the back. Do we find out which spirits? We do indeed. So, with the Daiquiri, which is what we're going to probably start off with. Pampero Rum Blanco, which is great. Organic citric acid. Toshi liquid sugar. Water, natural colorants. So, these bad boys are designed to just basically pour over ice and away you go to drink. So, I have got some block ice. Because I use these silicone ones in the freezer. It's not clear because, sorry, I'm just not that bothered about clear ice. Smash that dislike button. And we're going to toss them in here. These are all 100 mils, and on the front of each one it also tells you what the ABV is. So we're starting off with a 19.1% ABV Daiquiri. So this is essentially 100 mils of 19.1. 100 mils at 19.1% ABV is essentially going to be the equivalent alcohol to a double rum in this package. So I failed miserably to open the plastic on the first attempt. Little plastic pouch inside, cardboard on the outside. Okay, we got it. Always labels out. And as you can see here, it's a pretty decent drink. 100 mils with a nice rock of ice. Looks pretty good in the glass, so happy with that. I'm going to give it a moment to chill down, but on the nose, because we're going to get more nose before it chills down. Pampero White Rum is one of my favourites. It's like, I believe it's between 2 and 4 years aged. This is one of the rums that I used to work with when I was at Matthew Clark. And it's from Venezuela, just in case you were wondering. And it is really good. The brand is owned by Diageo. And so this is made with citric acid, which you can kind of tell straight away because that bad boy, that is clear as anything. The drink, not the ice. As I say, I'm not the clear ice guy. But, no, it's chilled down a little bit. Let's see how it tastes. That's a pretty good Daiquiri. There's nothing wrong with that at all. It's quite tart. It's not on the sweeter side. So if you are a strawberry Daiquiri kind of person, or you're one of the if you're more into like the fruit daiquiris rather than the natural, the classic daiquiri, probably not going to be the one that I would recommend that people go for, although it is really accessible. There's no harshness to it at all. It's really, really vibrant, actually. To say that it's been in a packet for at least 10 weeks just in my house, because I am terrible at doing things on time. that is a really vibrant drink, and I am quite impressed with that. We will move on next to the Boulevardier. Next up, the Boulevardier. So let's have a quick look at the ingredients for this one, because I like that they're telling me what the ingredients are. So we are going for this one. Bullet bourbon, Cocchi Storico, Vermouth di Torino. I am bad at Italian accents. Let me make you aware of this. So, Bullet bourbon, Cocchi Storico, Vermouth di Torino, Campari, Angostura aromatic bitters, and water. So we've got a bit of Angostura in here, as well as the usual 3 that you would expect. If you're not familiar with the Boulevardier, it is essentially a bourbon whiskey version of the Negroni. You take out the gin, you put in some whiskey, and pops your uncle. Right, let's see if I can get this in one go this time. Nope. Still got a bit of plastic to pull off. There we go. Labels out. Here we go. It's a good colour. I may be a person that prefers a Boulevardier to a Negroni. That is a secret. Let's keep that between us. This is 22.5% ABV. Now that is a little bit stronger than the Daiquiri. I'm okay with that. And yeah, this is going to be pretty good, I think. So, what I do like about these as well is you get a little bit of history on the back of each of the drinks, so it gives you a little bit of an idea of what to expect. So in this one, bourbon adds a rich warmth to the sophisticated take on the bittersweet Negroni. And then we get the Boulevardier name, obviously. Boulevardier, not Boulevardier. Just in case anyone's worrying about the pronunciation. The Boulevardier was born at Harry's New York bar in Paris. A regular face here was Erskine Gwynn. American socialite, founder of the literary magazine The Boulevardier, best read between, before and after cocktails. And the creator of the namesake drink, as mixed by renowned bartender Harry McAlone. I'm terrible at reading names, sorry. As mixed by renowned bartender Harry McAlone. A kind of Negroni made from bourbon rather than gin, our Boulevardier transports you to the polished wood and leather banquets? French, not good. Of the world's most legendary cocktail bar. Let's give it a taste. That has given it enough time to chill down a bit. So once you pour these, read the stuff on the back, mispronounce it, and then your drink should be ready. It's a good colour. I do love the bitterness of a Negroni. And I love the whiskiness of a Boulevardier. Now it's a great cocktail. These literally taste like they've just been mixed, to be completely honest. I can't fault them, in fairness. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is the perfect kind of drink to put into something like this, because you're not trying, as with the Tommies, I'm assuming. And yeah, exactly. So, as with the Tommies and with the Daiquiri, they're both citrus-based drinks. So therefore, you're having to kind of recreate that lime juice flavour using citric acid and the sugar, which is fine, and it works really, really well. But it's not exactly the same as having the fresh squeezed lime juice or a well-preserved squeezed juice. So there is going to be a difference to those drinks, and also you've got the clarity to them. The clarity is nice. You don't want something that's going to oxidise in the packaging, although without the oxygen in there, maybe it would work, maybe it wouldn't, I don't know. But this kind of drink, which is your classic kind of stirred down and boozy brown kind of cocktail, is exactly what this kind of service would work perfectly for. You could pretty much put anything of this sort in there. You could put in your old fashions, as they do, your Negronis, your Boulevardiers. All this kind of cocktail works absolutely perfectly. These ones are obviously more of a challenge for the guys to do the citrus based stuff, but they're doing a really good job of it based on that Daiquiri, and I'm excited to taste this Tommy's. Let's see what the next one tastes like. Cheers. And finally, we are on to the Tommy's Margarita. So this is the third of the 3 cocktails that I've got to try. So we've had a rum, a whiskey, and now a tequila-based cocktail. One thing that I'm noticing is that all of their base spirits that I've seen in the 3 that I've been sent, at least, Diageo spirits. So we had the Pampero rum, the Bullet bourbon, and now we've got Jose Cuervo tequila. Now, the fact that it doesn't mention that it's a traditional or something makes me slightly concerned that they're using like mixto tequila in this. Other than that, I mean, if it tastes good, that's all we're looking for with this. But I would like to see a 100% agave tequila in most things, because otherwise it's kind of not really tequila as far as I'm concerned. However, let's have a quick look at this. Background information we will do once we've opened this. As usual, this one is 20% ABV, so that's bang on with your 40% ABV double. So essentially, these are all essentially the same as drinking a double of whatever spirit the base of these are. Finally nailed it. Got my third one. I've managed to get the plastic open at the same time as the cardboard. So that's good. It's not a massive learning curve to actually be able to open a packet. Right, labels out. Ugh. I now smell of tequila. As cocktail number 3 chills down, let's read what we have to find out about the Tommies. So, refreshing twist on the margarita that allows the tequila to shine. The Tommy's Margarita, we all know the classic margarita, so who is Tommy and what makes his drink so different? Well, it was actually created by Julio Bermeo. I'm going to say Bermeo. You're giving me really hard stuff to say in terms of names here, guys. He named it after his family's Mexican bar and restaurant in San Francisco, the self-proclaimed premier tequila bar on Earth. It is now the destination for many of the premier bartenders and barflies on Earth as well. Tommy's adds a Mexican twist by replacing the triple sec of the classic margarita with sweet agave syrup. Now, there's also a little bit of a tradition with a Tommy's Margarita, is that it's served with no salt and no straws, which is why I did not bother to garnish this glass. It actually does feel a little bit sticky on my hands as well, which is probably the agave syrup, but that is absolutely fine. Let's see what the ingredients are officially. So, Jose Cuervo tequila, Toshi, I'm assuming it's pronounced Toshi, agave syrup, and organic citric acid and water. No additives, preservatives, or chemical agents. Now, obviously, citric acid, I'm guessing it's coming from a powder, but yeah, the fact that they're not adding any preservatives into this other than the alcohol itself and the sugar content is absolutely fine. There shouldn't be any problems with that anyway. But here we go. Bottoms up. That is a fine margarita. Absolutely fine. I do get the feeling that it's using the kind of the mixto Jose Cuervo. That's the only concern that I have with this one. But the actual balance of the drink is really good. The citrus to the agave, the sweetness, sourness balance is really, really nice. This one, almost though, I do feel like it would benefit from a salt rim. Which I don't normally think with the Tommies, but that might be because of the Jose Cuervo. But in general, I can't really fault these things. They are really, really tasty. He says, returning for a second sip. They're really, really tasty. If anyone has wanted to taste classic cocktails, especially this is for consumers, this is not really designed for bartenders, I'm guessing. As a rule, this is more of something that consumers, the guests that would come into our bars, would buy, and then they can enjoy some cocktails at home. And they're also, these are not like super easy cocktails to make. So a Boulevardier, you're going to need at least 3 bottles of spirits, and this one's also got a bit of Angostura in it. So you're looking at an investment to make yourself a Boulevardier, if you want to buy the bottles, of somewhere around £65. Yes, you can probably make like 25 for your £65, but if you just wanted to try it and it's something you've not tried before, then that is quite a lot of money to invest into stuff that you might not otherwise use. So cocky vermouth and having Campari on hand, if you're not particularly into bitter drinks, is going to be quite a challenging buy for a lot of people. Whereas you can look on this website, you can go, I want to try that one, that one, that one, and that one. And if it's drinks that you might not like, or you think you might not like, but you want to try them because it kind of leads you into other cocktails, you can do that without the judgment of anyone sitting there watching what you're drinking, wondering why you're not enjoying what you've had. And while most bars will be very, very welcoming and won't have a problem if you dislike a drink with replacing it, especially the kind of high-end bars that are doing these kind of drinks. It can still be quite an intimidating thing for a lot of consumers to actually just go into a bar and order something that they don't know if they're going to enjoy. So, what are these good for? These are fantastic if you don't have a local bar that makes great cocktails that you can pop into and support during the coronavirus. If you want to just try out some new stuff that you've never tried before, because a lot of these bars will also be, at the minute, doing very much their signature drinks rather than classics, if they are doing drinks to take home. So, because I think everyone wants to do what is their twist on things, rather than doing this as the kind of classic cocktails, because they feel like everyone could do that. In America, probably everyone can. Over here, only the bars that want to push their own signature drinks are probably the ones capable of doing the classics well. So it's a little bit of a difficult situation. But if you want to try any of these drinks, I highly recommend it, to be honest. These things come straight through your letterbox. You haven't even got to sign for them. They just get posted through. There's no dramas, there's nothing to break. Make sure that when you do order these, you make yourself some decent ice. You probably don't want the crappy ice that comes out of the door of your fridge, if you're fortunate enough to have a fridge that makes ice. That ice will probably be pretty crap. Now, I'm not a snob about ice, as I've mentioned about 4 times in this video already. I don't mind if it's a little bit cloudy, but I do like to have a nice big chunk of ice because it does slow down the melt process. I'm sure people will tell me why I'm completely wrong about cloudy ice and why everyone should have clear ice, and I do think it looks better, but I just don't care enough to make it for myself. And I'm not sure that every customer in the world cares either, but that's not what this video is about. That's my general gripe with the world. But grab yourself a silicone tray like this. Make yourself some nice chunky blocks. These are like 2-inch blocks, just under. They will stay frozen quite nicely while you're making your drinks and enjoying them. And I think these are great, especially if you have the opportunity during the summer to have some friends around in the garden, perhaps, and you could do like a tasting board. So you get 6 of these things, and everyone has a little taste of everything and works out what they like the most and tries to guess what the ingredients are, maybe, because you've got all the information there. You can be as deep as you want. If you've got bartender friends, they can try and guess what brands have been used. If you've got friends that are more kind of muggle to cocktails, then they can just try and guess the categories or guess what the drink itself is, and maybe make it like a pub quiz kind of night in your garden, socially distanced and safe. That's all I want you to do. So yeah, these things are cool. I like it a lot. It's a good format. 3 cocktails for about 20 quid. Sent to your house. They are made with good ingredients. They're not skimping on the ingredients here. Balance is great, can't fault that, and it's put together by a bartender that knows what he's doing. Yeah, these things are cool. They get approved by me. I'll put a link in the description where you can order them from. Thank you for watching my video on Needs Only Ice Cocktails. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, hit that little like button and hit the subscribe bell as well, and you will get informed when I put new stuff out each and every time. And thank you for joining me. I've been David Eden-Sangwell for Bartender HQ. See you next time. Thank you for watching my video on Needs Only Ice. I can't remember the name of them.